So tarot comes into play. Tarot and astrology, from my knowledge, and I might be wrong, but I believe it was first integrated in probably around the 1700s by French occultists, maybe earlier, but it was further syncretized in the 1800s. And then the big system that we use today that combines tarot and astrology is the Golden Dawn system. That's the most common one. The reason why is because the Rider-Waite-Smith deck and the Thoth Tarot deck, the two most popular decks used today, come out of the Golden Dawn. Both of the creators of those decks were part of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. They did a lot of cool stuff. It doesn't mean you have to study Golden Dawn stuff. That's a system of magic that you may like or not, but just know that that's where it's kind of coming from. Now, they themselves were pulling from other things, Greek magical papyri, older traditions, and Tantra even, Hermeticism, all types of things. But yeah. So we'll start with the majors, and then we'll kind of link the minors. I taught a tarot class yesterday, so I keep expecting everyone to know certain things, and so let me back up. Tarot has two sides, two parts, two groups. There's the major arcana, which is like your big secrets, which is like your archetypal big, like your archetypes, like the Death card and the Devil card, but also the Star and the High Priestess, all these things that work in the back stages of reality to influence what we experience up here, okay? And here they are. Well, here are they. And look how much fun they're having. So they're very deep, lots of symbols, lots of occult symbols and philosophy in them. And then you have the minor arcana, which are the suited cards, wands, cups, pentacles, and swords, and they represent the four elements, and because four elements, it means this experience, this world, four elements, four directions, four seasons, and it's much more mundane. It's life events, big life events. But those events come through us through these archetypal patterns. And like everything, whatever you experience in this world, there's something analogous underlying that psychologically within you that invited that, or energetically. It's like the people in your life are all parts of you. That's shadow work, right? People that you see, all your interactions, whether you like it or not, those are aspects of you. Yeah, that's shadow work class, right? I took it last year. I didn't take it this year. I didn't want to see anyone see me crying again. So good. So we have 7 planets and 12 signs. And the 7 planets and the 12 signs, plus 3 other cards, which are 3 elements. Remember how I said that the elements are 3 in 1? It's not just 4. It's fire, air, and water becoming earth in a way. So we have those fire, air, and water cards. That's 3. We have 7 planetary majors, and then we have 12 zodiacal majors. So one thing in this tradition, and in a lot of things magical, mystical is, well, not so much mystical, magical, Western magical. We have a lot of correspondences, meaning we draw connections between things. So we say, this is kind of like that. So if I influence this, maybe it will influence that a little bit. Now this may come across as a little bit outmoded as a way of approaching the world, right? Because that's not necessarily true. Just because one thing is like something else, it's not going to affect it because you influenced the thing A, right? Does that make sense? However, there are resonances, and as we make meaning and more association, it becomes true, at least in here, at least in our experiences. Because all we can do to create our reality is connect the dots, is make meaning from one thing to another. Our reality is literally pattern recognition all the time. And that's what this is, right? So it's like, people look at this as superstition. Are you gonna tell the future? Are you gonna speak to the dead? I'm like, no, we're gonna look into yourself. It's even scarier. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, just wait. So it's through these associations that this stuff is built. So the correspondences are 7 of the major arcana of the 22 major cards in the tarot are linked to these 7 classical planets. 12 of those major arcana are linked to the 12 zodiacal signs. And 3 of those major arcana are linked to the 3 primal elements. I say primal because they're not the terrestrial elements. There's a difference, kind of. The primal elements, fire, water, and air, are like the deeper, the original Trinity. We might even say they're kind of like observer, observed, as potential for observation. Yeah, now what's cool is you can also link the Kabbalah and the Hebrew alphabet to this as well, because the Hebrew alphabet has 3 mother letters, 7 double letters, and 12 single letters. Double letters because they have 2 ways of pronunciation, and single letters because they have 1, and mother letters because they are the moms of the whole Hebrew alphabet. They're epic. They were there since the beginning of time. So you have the system of 3, 7, and 12, right? Which comes back to 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Cool. So it all comes back to this, right?